Heyo peeps, it's your boy Aeon XII, also known as Aeon Zelkai, your local friendly neighborhood gunbreaker guy. Just a little bit of a disclaimer before we start this video. Who am I, and why do I have any authority whatsoever to talk about PvP changes? Well, in Season 9 of Crystalline Conflict Ranked, I was one of the top 100 players in the Aether data center. Specifically, I was ranked 81. Furthermore, I was a winner of the LunarCon 2023 Crystalline Conflict Tournament. Does that make me qualified to talk anything about PvP? No. There are much better players out there, so this is less of me trying to put my authority on the matter, and more about just trying to create discussion. I'm sure there are a lot of people out there who will disagree, and I would like to hear your thoughts too. The main reason why I told you all that was essentially to say, hey, I play this mode a lot, and I have a somewhat decent idea of what I'm talking about. And on one final note, this assumes that all the job playstyles and their current iterations will stay roughly around the same in Dawntrail. They could easily get completely new playstyles and new designs, so don't take this as this is definitely going to happen, but more so of a hypothesis given what we've seen in the job trailers so far. Also, I was incredibly sleep deprived, so my takes might be a little bit off, so yeah, just don't mind that. Alright, we got it, let's go. It's time. Alright, Starburst. Stardiver even. Hey! Okay, what was this, like Heaven's Ward or some shit like that? Okay, let's go. So, Super Confiteor. Whoa, look at that. And then what's the new one? Sort of like pseudo unlimited blade works. Okay, you know, just an extension of that. Yeah, nice. I think Paladins should be kind of happy with their new skills for the most part. Like that we're getting new fillers as well. It's not just like, you know, big button and that's it. Okay. New primal? Is that like, yeah, a new Fell Cleave? Super Fell Cleave, let's go. Oh, that's meaty. I love that. That's literally from Delivery. Wait, they just got Big Axe? Okay, no way, that's Big Axe. Oh, man. Any difference? So people saying there was a rework. There's going to be a rework. Okay, so I see 3 slots for cards now. That I don't think that was there before. Card play. I'm sure all the Astro mains... Oh, okay. That's like probably new macro. That definitely looks new. That's super... What the heck? Yeah, just summon the Wrath of God, why don't you? Preparation meets opportunity, that's the idea, so I think they're trying to go for that. That was huge, what the heck? Huge Reaper. Like, I don't know. Like, so, look like a Plentiful Harvest type beat. Okay. Yep, okay, everyone's just summoning evil... Well, everybody's just summoning stuff from the heavens, I guess. Cool. Cool. Like the rose thorns and stuff. Oh wow, red mage range are gonna be eating good. I much prefer if filler gets cool stuff over like just one big ability and that's it. You know, it's much more enjoyable that way because then you're gonna see that animation more often. Woohoo! Okay, it might be time for me to make a red mage. That was sick for PvE, by the way. PvP we'll have to see what it's like there. Please, mech suit. Alright. Ooh, okay, that was it. Wait, new clean shot? Oh, okay, this is... Oh, we have a new rotation. Alright. Alright, I get you, Wait, that looked like Ricochet, like really old Ricochet. Oh, oh no, what I mean is Ricochet. Yes! Kind of like a mech suit, let's go! Oh, yes, I'm about to not. Oh, Machinist is gonna be so fun in PvP if we could do any of those. Hypercharge combo. Nice! Oh, new AoE for Ninja as well. With the kunais. Oh, that's so good that filler. They're getting way more in. Beyblade. Okay, someone's been playing Dragon's Dogma because that spin is super iconic. Well, I want people to use it all the time. I love how filler they're adding more filler stuff. Nice! That was cool. What's that like? You know, like full like Mudra like overdrive. That's cool. Bruh. New bar down here. I don't remember this bar on the Black Mage. Well, what the hell is this like star stuff? You mean Black Mages get a new bar? Oh man. The bias is real. The bias is absolutely real. Okay, and the new spender. You can move ley lines. Oh yeah, you can move ley lines. Yeah, that's awesome. Hey. Oh man, I'm gonna have to watch this again. Why did that look that looked exactly like the blood of the dragon? Okay, nice. Yeah, and then you go into like this enhanced mode. Right. Crunchy right now. Wait, that was a white mage gap closer. They put Seraph Strike in PvE. Oh right, and Angel and the Angel Featherwing stuff. Okay, that looks like it does damage and heals, which is great. What the heck? Wait, you can wait. Look, new bars from Monk. Resource management, I like that. Full on a new Hadouken that isn't just enlightenment. Several new Hadoukens that isn't just enlightenment. Okay, best for last, clearly. Okay, some really nice. Ooh, I like how they're Okay, someone's been looking at mods in the dev team because the slashes have a lot more impact to them because of the screen shake. No, that's something different. Whoa! What the heck is that? They get wings! Dark Knights get wings! Oh man, there's gonna be a lot of Dark Knight mains. Oh man. I like how I like that. It's like almost looks like Eldritch Blast. Someone's playing Baldur's Gate. Eldritch Blast on a bow. All right, let's get it. Ooh, the Ocean. Oh, the Ocean attack. It's so good. I know we saw it in the bench trap, but damn, it looks nice. What the? Huh? Why is everybody just summoning like orbital strikes from the heavens? All right, summoner. All right, let's see what you got. Phoenix is definitely an interesting like thing. Wait, that looks. What? Yo, who's been playing Strangers of Paradise? that's like the Bahamut design for Strangers of Paradise. The sword wings. Oh, yo, that looks so good. What the fuck? That sounds crazy. That is. Yo, they heard us speaking shit. They were like, man, this design is so cool for Strangers of Paradise. I hope they use it in the future. And they did. The sword. Okay. Ooh. That's a new, the AoE, like, spender. Nice. The blades on the floor is very fancy. I like that. New Shoha. Okay, Shoha, whatever. Oh! That's Whoa! Oh my god, that was beautiful. The way the blades are on the ground is so visually appealing. I love that. Midare. So you get wings. You get wings on Scholar. Your Scholar gets wings. That's not a piece of gear. Like, these are physical wings. It's not like the magic wings either on White Mage. You just sprout like bird wings and you heal. Okay, they were like, guys, we got cooked in Endwalker. We gotta give Scholars something more visually interesting. Definitely made it more visually appealing, which is good. The hammer, that's so goofy. So it's interesting. So you have like a collection of paintings, so you have to like prepare them ahead of time, and then like sort of stacking the deck, kind of like Astro, and then you get to cast it. Like that's seemingly how it works. Charge them up, yeah. I think that's the idea. You charge them up. Woo! It's got like pseudo summoner abilities, to be honest. That's really cool. Oh yeah, well there we go. Starburst of colors. Oh, that's definitely interesting. All right, come on, give me something good. That looks like a new. What the heck is that? A wave dash? We got a wave dash? Huh? Since when did I get a wave dash? I'm a Mishima now. Let's go. Double down, I'm guessing, after this. Yep. Stuff. Oh! Renzosu Ken! They got Renzosu Ken! That's awesome! And he actually dies. Wow. Oh, stylish. He even taunts at the end. What a bastard. Alright, no new range attack, but I'll take it. In summary, TLDR. Dragoon. Going to be more melee because of its new melee keystone abilities. Likely will have to nerf some of the range damage so that it has to take more risk when going in. Like Life of the Dragon. Oh no, I'm in life. That means I'm gonna be hurt. Except you could just do this. I was training dummies HP. Look at its HP. I did this in 2 GCD presses, right? Let me go to Gunbreaker. That's how much damage I do with my strongest attack. Now granted,
I'm not a DPS. That's the whole thing about Dragoon. It's designed to have this assassin playstyle. But the fact that it could do that much damage from that much range that quickly is insane. For what's supposed to be a melee that already has things like Heart Roar and Chaos Thrust to like mitigate. I get this, but this is tied to my this is tied to my damage. If I use this, I can't use Blasting Zone. Sucks. It's a pain in the ass. Okay, so in short, Dragoon probably gonna get a nerf to its range attack, and in favor of it getting more damage output with Nidhogg Strike and whatever this super dive is. There, super dive. So it's probably gonna be more melee. Paladin, some changes to Atonement, so there's a little bit more damage and stuff like that. Like, you know, just able to contribute more. If not, if it, like, it's likely it'll even change the 1-2-3 combo into Atonement, and then it will change when you dash in. Instead of doing Atonement, you do this Thunder move. So, you know, maybe just extra damage profile. Again, it's a pretty well-made job. Oh yeah, and an extra ability after Blade of Valor, so it's gonna make it even scarier in Limit Break form because they can just put out a lot more consistent damage. Great. Warrior, again, I don't want to see too many changes onto this, but it's likely they might get something at least to help with like single target. So it's either gonna be this or Big Axe. Not that one, Primal Rend. This one. This one. So yeah, that. Maybe it's only going to be accessible during Limit Break, who's to say, but it shouldn't get many new changes. I think the kit's already good as it is. Maybe a single target attack just to help out with burst, like something like this, or the big like Axe Crush thing. That's basically it, because it's the only problem is it can't contribute to burst. That's the problem. Astro, being able to pull every single card out of your deck is going to be like 3 in a row. It makes it really nice, gives you a lot of tactical utility and control. That's great. They're likely going to try and put a new attack in. The one that's normally done after Lord of Crowns. This attack. This attack here. They're likely going to put that attack, but they're not going to tie it to Minor Arcanas. I doubt they're going to add Minor Arcanas back into the game. Not into the game. I keep saying that. Back into the PvP mode. Like this thing. It's either going to replace current macro and then just keep things as they are, or they're going to like increase, maybe add a secondary effect. Hard to tell. Dancer definitely needs something to help confirm its own damage. Right now it's way too low. I think having one ability that's going to allow it to do burst is not going to be busted, because if everyone has a big burst attack, that means the emphasis is going to be more on like what is their filler, and Dancer will still fall behind in that sense, right? But it will at least be able to contribute to a burst, which is nice. I mean, it can contribute to burst, but it contribute into its own burst, like especially if it's so, like limit breaking, right? Like, come on. This, they're probably gonna add this in. If this is not gonna do extra damage, then it should provide extra utility, but it'd be like a team buff or an enemy debuff. Reaper, not much changes. I think. I personally don't think. Maybe just like because Enshrouded is tied to limit break, so I doubt. But this ability, so when you're in Enshrouded form, right? Having this is gonna be huge. We need it because Reapers, in order to do big damage, they need to throw Communo, and if they're not doing it, then they're just doing 1-2-3, 1-2-3. They're very powerful right now in LP, but outside of LP, they struggle in solo queue, and even in LP, they're still more of a tech pick where you build around them. So stuff like this would help out, because, you know, Reapers can access Enshrouded very quickly, so something like that will be very good for them to confirm their own kills if no one follows up after the fear, so that's nice. And also means they don't need to stay in combat. Like, if they get pressured, then they can at least throw this out and back out and still contribute to damage. Super nice. And then there's this thing. Maybe they might add this in, I don't know. I mean, I don't actually mind the damage of Reaper going up. It's already quite low, and it's super reliant on the harvest stacks, so I think it's fine. We already said Red Mage needs a lot more utility, a lot more ways to lock down enemies and maybe protect itself when it goes into melee, which is the main thing. That's a cool concept where it's like a assassin that goes in and then jumps out, but the thing is, the risk does not match the reward. It's too risky to go in, because most jobs need to chase you down. They don't need to chase down a red mage. Like, at some point you will go in, and then when you do, they'll kill you. Whereas you have to chase down a black mage, you have to chase down a summoner. So, like, an AoE bind like this outside, that's not tied, or more something like that, or maybe a damage down that's not tied to your silence, the whatever. Alright, this thing. I don't forget what the hell this ability is called, but yes. Everything is tied, that the red mages can do is tied to this. It needs to be more abilities, because right now, if they don't land this, or this is not available, they cannot do anything. It sucks. Like, they just get bursted. Machinists, we already said, likely some changes to their, like, just their rotation and stuff like that. They get Super Chainsaw when they analyze, and maybe they'll have a secondary build-up mechanic where if they analyze enough, they can then go into this form. And then this is, like, sort of where their damage spikes up. So I think, like, in general, everybody's gonna have, like, a... I think looking at how it is, there probably might be like a mid-game damage spike before limit breaks or something like that, or after limit breaks. So that's something to consider. Ninja, like a sort of status affliction specialist, and cleave. And that's going to help them contribute to damage without necessarily making it so they can easily combo into their own Satan. Hell, it might let them combo into their own Satan if the team follows up. Much easier, because then they're already cleave people, so all the team needs to do is just press buttons and then they can get the full chains. Might be nice. Sage, Cardion change is going to be huge. AoE heals, means less juggling Cardion and stuff, makes it a lot easier to play. And some increases to damage profile will be nice. Stuff like, I don't know if they're going to put any of these healing things in, like, they're going to keep in Hyma and stuff like that, but, you know, like, improved Toxicon, like this thing. This, like, they're probably going to add this. And it's going to be a nice extra cleave and extra damage. If it applies to dot, like, on top of, like, the original Toxicon, so you just double dot, even better. So overall, looking for damage buffs, and the major change is the Cardion that we need. Black Mage, hard to say. I think I said as well, they're going to get an extra button that is going to allow them to do a burst, like a high damage burst attack outside of needing to build up stacks. Might have a long cooldown, I don't know, but that's going to be definitely added in. Viper is going to be run down. I don't think the upkeep buffs, actually. There hasn't been a buff upkeep mechanic in here, so it's just going to be a rundown. Chase. Similar to Dragoon. Huge damage. White Mage, again, not many massive changes. In fact, it needs Polymorph to be changed. It's probably just going to maybe just see a few visual updates. Maybe with, like, another attack like that both heals and damages. This move. Likely it's going to be something like this where it does damage and heals. So, nice. Monk, we said that it's going to likely get some extra tools so it does damage in between its Phantom Rush costs. Because right now, Monk damage, like burst damage, is really reliant on Phantom Rush. So stuff like the little Hadoukens and stuff is going to help out. If it does get that AoE, they need to nerf the damage on Riddle of Earth. And that's about it, really. Dark Knight. Dash is going to be needed for its gap closer. Since, like, now Blood Spiller is like is a unique 3-hit animation, it's likely that they're going to make it so that Shadowbringer's one cast gives it 3 of that, which means it doesn't need to spam Shadowbringers as much, and therefore drain its HP as much. And perhaps this new attack might be something that you could do in Eventide. Bard. Not much, really. They're probably just going to update a few of their, like, attack changes. Its damage profile is fine enough. And then maybe if they add this attack in, it's going to, like, debuff enemies or buff yourself. The big blasts here. This one. Which seems to, like, this one, the Bard has it and the Dancer has it. So it's not a coincidence. I think Bard, Dancer, and Machinist are all 3 of them going to have something like this in PvP that's going to function very similar to each other. Summoner, we said, basically Radiant Shield is going to then have a follow-up attack. It's not going to be too busted because Double Fester is still going to be king. And really, it's going to be a waste if you just pop Radiant Shield specifically just so you can burst someone down. Like, come on. So, a little extra damage. I don't think it's going to hurt anyone. The only problem is Solar Bahamut. We have no idea how they're definitely gonna put it in as a limit break. We just don't know how it's going to fit within the meta, with Bahamut being pure damage and everyone choosing Bahamut anyway. Like, if you make him half and half, then no one's gonna pick him, because why would you go for a half and half when you can go for pure damage if you need it, or pure heals if you need it? Like, this guy's gonna be very difficult to fit in, so they might just replace old Bahamut in that sense. Which is boring, but yeah, that's probably what's gonna happen. Samurai, they're gonna get changes to Ogi, so they're obviously gonna have, like, another ability they can use outside of the cast bars. Really nice. I think it'll be helpful for them to contribute to damage without needing to stand and cost. And they can prepare for, like, a second target or counter burst kind of thing. And just visual changes to Madari. I don't think they're gonna get anything new from this based on what they said on PvE. So I'll have to see for the PvP changes if they want to really change the playstyle of Samurai. But nothing in here really screams that it's gonna directly change. Maybe Shoha. We always said maybe Shoha. Maybe Shoha might be added so they can like use something outside of Midares and Ogis to contribute to damage. Maybe they'll replace both Baha and Phoenix with Solar, since people said only people using Bahamut anyway. Yeah, like some people use Phoenix, but a lot of the times it's very, very niche. So if they just make it one summon, which is just Solar, sure, I guess. Might be interesting. Scholar, we already said, they're probably gonna add this a new attack with Chain Stratagem. The only question is Chain Stratagem going to be tied to the limit break? We don't know. But if they do, then it might help out with the overall damage profile of the Scholar. And of course, new limit break is definitely going to be their Seraphism mode. I don't know if it's going to have any newer effects. We'll have to see. Maybe Seraphism mode might give them a damage buff, which will help Scholar contribute in damage, because right now it just really doesn't. Pictomancer, it's likely that they're not going to be having the second bar, because that will be too much to manage. And instead, it's going to be highly focused on trying to get your motifs up and do your full renders. That's the main idea. Render your hammer attack, render your AoE group buff, and then render your final like drawing, if you will, your final summon. And the idea is that they're probably going to add like a 3 mudra system, which allows you to like get it to full, so you can contribute to burst much more efficiently. It's unlikely going to do this because this takes way too long. So unless they expedite how quickly your bar grows, I doubt this is going to be in here. I mean, you don't have a battery gauge in PvP for Machinist. So if they include this mechanic here, the palette mechanic, where it's like you got the paint and then you got the bar, it's going to be one or the other. It's either going to be the bar, or it's going to be the palette. And we said it's going to be highly mobile, similar to Dancer with support abilities, simple as. And Gunbreaker, we said they're going to add dashes, and they're going to add Renzozuken or Lionheart as a Renzokuken or Lionheart. I don't know. I think it's just called Lionheart. Lionheart as a way to have the Gunbreaker deal damage consistently and pressure the enemy, so that way it's not overly reliant on double down. And the dashes are going to help it get into combat without necessarily expending a rough divide to get into its heightened state of damage and heals and speed. And that's it. Holy crap! My throat is killing me right now. I need to drink some water. But yeah, that was my analysis. Well, not analysis. Analysis and predictions for PvP for now, given the information we have. I could be entirely wrong, you know, because things will change, and PvP abilities have previously been completely, I mean, especially for Crystalline Conflict, have been completely different for from their PvE counterparts. I have no basis for this whatsoever, but it'll be interesting because I think it's interesting to try and guess, because at the end of the day, there is no doubt that PvP needs changes from a gameplay standpoint, not just like matchmaking and stuff like that. Like speaking specifically to mechanics and design, there needs to be changes. And based on how they're moving with PvE, I think there's going to be some cross-pollination with their ideas. And yeah, with that in mind, hopefully we get some much more balanced gameplay, I want to say, because then every job is going to be equally as threatening. I mean, because let's be real, there's sometimes when you play PvE, sometimes when you play PvP, you load in and you see a bunch of jobs and you think, that's not scary, I can handle this. It seems like it'll be an alright game. I feel like every job needs to be somewhat scary. Like, you need to respect it, because it's not like in League of Legends, right? Where, like, okay, think League of Legends, right? League of Legends, sure, there's some really bad champions, whatever, right? But generally speaking, when someone picks a champion, at least back in its heyday, you would think, okay, that person's picking that, how are they going to play? What is their threat? Whereas nowadays, it's kind of like 14 PvP is kind of similar to how League is in today, where it's like, oh, they picked that job, or they picked that character, that's grief, all right, we win this, easy, GG, you know? Especially in LP. In LP, it's definitely like that. If someone like picks Sage and they haven't built around it, they're like, oh, that's grief. Pick Gunbreaker. Oh, well, they have no stun, so that's grief. So you know what I mean? So I want it so that every job has some element of threat and then can be slotted into any team composition. It will also alleviate the problems where you play like a healer and then, oh, now you're in a team with 3 healers. What the hell? You know what I mean? All right, let me get some water.